Today on episode 219 of Typical Chicago Fans, we have Sinkers and Floaters, the TCF Sports Minute, the return of media recommendations, our college basketball rundown, another return of Small Business Shoutout, and the TCF top 3 of the 2024 spring training hats. Let's roll. Hello and welcome back to Typical Chicago Fans, brought to you by our incredible sponsor, Connect Roasters Coffee. This is episode 219. Make sure to find us on X at typical_Chicago. Head to Facebook and Instagram. Give those pages a like as well. For all of our content in video form, go on over to YouTube. Hit the red subscribe button there. Wherever you get your podcasts, we are also there. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, wherever you get them, we are there. Subscribe, rate, and review wherever you can. You can find me on X at BoomyTCF, right down here in the corner, as you can see on YouTube. And over here, we got Zach at ZLiliaTCF. Zach, I hate to say it because it was 32 degrees yesterday, but it's supposed to be 70 this week, buddy. I think we finally made it to spring, knock on wood.
Yeah, let's hope, because it did get cold here, like for a little bit. Like one day,
it snowed Friday.
I've already gotten used to it being warm, so I don't want it to get cold again. But it's beautiful out. At least the sun's been out every day.
Yesterday was weird because, like I said, it was like 32 degrees when we left the house. But I had to turn the almost the air on in the car because the sun was so hot. So it's a good problem to have, I guess. I mean, like I said, I think it's supposed to be like 68 or 70 Monday or Tuesday. So. Golf weather is slowly approaching.
Yeah, I'm ready to golf. And that's the funny thing about all these courses around us. They're allowing people to kind of go out and maybe walk or whatever. But they're like, it's still February.
Yeah, that is true. You got to remember. And then there's also maybe a day, like I said, it snowed Friday night. There's still that off chance that we get a snow here in the month of March. I know it's coming up.
I went to Wintrust Arena yesterday to see DePaul play. And Chicago got a lot more snow than we did up there.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Let's hope it's done out here.
Quite a bit of sitting snow still up by the city.
Oh.
My brother-in-law said that they got a lot more snow up there than we did on, I think it was Friday night.
Yep. Need it gone. We're almost there.
We got baseball coming up.
Hey, exactly. We got a lot of baseball to get into here. We are recording this Sunday morning, so big day for the Cubs, but give you guys a little teaser to sit through Sinkers and Floaters here. So with that being said, let's jump into Sinkers and Floaters. My sinker is the bad press that college hoops has got in the last week. And there's two big things here. There was a real gigantic, probably the biggest one of the year, a big fight between Texas A&M Commerce and Immaculate Word, two very bad teams. They're going through the handshake line. Somebody says something to somebody, and then like a minute-long brawl across the gym ensued. They're much better at fighting than they are at basketball, if that's anything to be said. But how does this happen?
Well, I said that's just going to happen.
Yeah, you're going to get those. But, like, stop throwing punches. Like, come on.
Yeah, that's just really stupid.
Yeah, and like, here's the thing. Like, I know
there's nothing good's going to come from that.
Exactly. There's only negatives that can come. You're going to get suspended. You might not get to play in big games coming up. But at the end of the day, like, you are playing on a hardwood floor. You hit someone that, fall backwards.
You just never know.
And there's like a ruckus of people all over. There's nothing positive that's going to happen. And then also in the bad press realm, Wake Forest storming the court. I think storming the court is dead because Wake Forest storms the court yesterday, and Filipowski from Duke gets tripped up. And we talked about this back in
I understand he did, but he kind of got a little pushy too.
Yeah, I would be too.
I understand though, but like he kind of leaned into that.
Dude, I don't. And here's the thing: is like I think
there's no good way of going about it.
That you got to wait for the other team to get off the court. Okay, let them go through the handshake line, then let them make their exit, then storm the court. Like you got to wait.
My thing is too, like John Shire going on and on about it. It's like, yeah, because Duke never storms the court. Like that's just not going to happen at Duke. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they're usually the team that if you beat them, they storm the court on you. Like I just think that you can easily say that when it doesn't matter to you because you don't storm the court.
Right. And I see what you're saying.
It's hard to say because you're mad in the moment. They just had the Caitlin Clark stuff.
Yeah.
When
she did flop though.
Well, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. No,
it's the same thing. Everyone's going to go back to that.
Here's the thing. And like
I have done it once.
The SEC has a $100,000 fine, right? Did you see that? I think it was Kentucky and LSU.
Yeah.
Okay, so they have a $100,000 fine. All right, clearly that's not making much of a difference, but like just put a 60-second timer on the clock at the end of the game.
Yeah. Say
everybody just wait 60 seconds.
Just announce it. Be like, hey, let players get off the court, then you can storm the court.
Go nuts.
I did it once though at ISU.
Yep.
When Fred VanVleet was at Wichita State, ISU beat them, stormed the court.
Yeah, and see, I feel like this might be coming from a place of jealousy because I never got to do that. Obviously, being
there wasn't a ton of people there. It wasn't like a packed place, but it was still kind of fun.
It looks fun, and I might be saying this out of jealousy, but like we've got to put better rules in place. And like, yeah, he might have leaned into it, and Caitlin Clark flopped, but like at the end of the day, like we've got to take.
Cool.
Yeah, I that's where I'm stuck. Is like I do find it cool.
I think but you're right though. You can put it like hey, just let these guys get off the court.
Yes. As soon as the last guy clears the court, go bananas.
The only hard part is to do that when it's like a game-winning shot because you can't really announce that right before. But at this point, if it's a close game and you know that they're probably going to storm the court, they should just come over the intercom and be like, hey, if they win, just wait.
Yeah.
Just give them 15 seconds to get off the court.
Yep. Like, screw the handshake line at that point. Get everybody off the court.
But you also got to be like to the other team, like, hey, I know that it kind of sucks. You just lost the game, but get off the court.
Yeah, get moving. I agree.
Because it's still fun for the fans. And that's the reason why a lot of people go to the games.
Yes. I'm not trying to say that I don't like it and I want it gone completely.
You just want to fix it.
Yes, I agree. And I think it's an easy fix if we're being completely honest.
Oh, yeah. I think it's just simple as, hey, just wait. And I know it's how you can tell all these people to wait, but I guess get more security, or if you storm the court before, you can get in trouble.
Yep.
Because the fines, like you're fining the athletic department. You're not fining every player there or every person there that's going to storm the court. Like they don't care.
Yeah. It's not coming out of their pocket.
No. My thinker is, I have two of them. I'll just go with the one. The No Bowl Tour. This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of ever. Scottie Pippen, Horace Grant, and Luke Longley are going on a tour to answer about The Last Dance. First of all, what is Luke Longley mad about? I mean, why is he a part of this? Unless he wants money because, dude, you got championships. Like, I mean, what are we so mad about? I understand.
Yeah, Luke Longley didn't look bad in the documentary.
No, I mean, Scottie Pippen looked bad because he did dumb things.
Yeah.
Like
he looked bad because of his own accord.
Yeah, you showed that I didn't want to go in the game with 7 seconds left because they weren't going to give me the ball, but you made me look bad. No, you did that. Like, I know he brought it back up, but I don't know what they're looking for other than they want some money. Because first of all, Horace Grant, I didn't know he was so mad about it either. What are these guys, other than wanting money, what are they doing?
I think it's easy for us to say, like, you don't know, like, how, they took that, like, how personally they took it.
They won championships. Like, what in their life is so bad that they have to go on this tour and bash the Last Dance? I understand maybe whatever, but who cares? Dude, just live your life.
Yeah.
You're making more stress for yourself doing this.
And I feel like I'm looking at
Michael Jordan ain't going to give a shit about any of this.
Yeah, while he smokes his cigars and burns $100 bills.
If you're going on this tour to try and make Michael Jordan feel any type of way, he's not going to care. He's not even going to know this is happening.
And I wonder if this, like it says on Horace Grant's Wikipedia page, that Horace Grant is best friends with former teammate Scottie Pippen. So I wonder if like Scottie is kind of on this crusade, and since Horace is his friend, he got him to.
And Scottie's the guy that I think is like the biggest. He thinks he's so underrated.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you won 6 championships. Yes, you played alongside the greatest player of all time, but no one says that Scottie Pippen wasn't good at basketball.
No, if I'm not mistaken, Zach, he was named one of the 100 greatest players in NBA history.
Top 50.
50, yes, exactly.
And I don't know what else he wants.
Yeah, Scottie's going through it, man. Scottie is
my
in the
thing
weeds.
is like, you're so mad at a guy that doesn't care at all about what you're saying or doesn't even know what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah, I like you said, I think you absolutely nailed it with your first statement, dude. This is a money grab.
Yeah, because I'm not saying Michael Jordan is probably the bestest friend to have or whatever. He's probably, he lives his own world. He doesn't have media. He doesn't do social media. He doesn't do any of that kind of stuff. And these guys are just, I don't know, mad or they want to get their point out there. But, dude, just live your life.
Yes. I agree, man. I'm with you.
Take your 6 championships, Scottie Pippen. 6 championships.
Yeah, that's hard to argue with. Very hard to argue with.
No one says that Michael Jordan wouldn't have won those championships without Scottie Pippen. No one says that. Like, it's like that he's mad at something that's not there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just annoying because as Bulls fans, like our dads, they want to see those guys come back for reunions and stuff, and they just won't do it.
Yep, because of vendettas from
the only one that actually wanted to be there was Dennis Rodman. He couldn't make it.
Yeah.
And you could see like he actually was sad. But Jordan and Pippen couldn't be there. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, it's stupid because it feels like 30-year-old beef that doesn't need to be beef.
No, and it's not like it has to end somehow. But they won 6 championships.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah, those banners ain't going anywhere in the UC.
No, and he literally left, came back from baseball, and won 3 more.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't understand. How could you be so mad about that?
I'm with you.
Everyone needs money.
I'm with you, man. I promised last week that we'd have a lot more college basketball stuff, and I'm sticking to that. My sinker was college basketball related. My floater is also college basketball related, but it's also personally related. I got to give a shout out to the UW Green Bay Phoenix men's basketball team. Very odd here, but their coach, a man named Sundance Wicks, who was an assistant for the men's basketball team at NIU when I worked for the women's team, knows Sundance very well. He has climbed the ladder. He got his first Division I head coaching job, I believe, last year. So I think this is his first year at UW Green Bay. They were a bottom-dwelling team, and right now they are 17-11 overall. They are 12-5 in the conference. They are currently second in the Horizon League. What an insane, huge turnaround for the Phoenix and Coach Wicks. They are looking to be the number 2 seed going into the Horizon League tournament. They've got a couple games left. They got 3 left. They played actually today, Sunday, against Youngstown State, but a program that was very good in the 90s and 2000s, and even, had some big years with Kiefer Sykes here back in the last 10 years, I want to say. To take that program, it's kind of funny, they raise it from the ashes, right? They're the Phoenix. But, I mean, he's really, really lifted this program up. And Sundance is one of the greatest, motivational guys I've ever been around. I've been following him on social media ever since I met him. Had some great success at the NAIA D2 level, and then was an assistant at Wyoming, and then finally gets his shot at UW Green Bay, a program that's kind of down in the dumps. And is, 17-11 and second in the conference overall speaks for itself. So he's doing great things up there. That's going to be probably my my secondary team going into the month of March. So shout out to Coach Sundance and the Phoenix up at UW Green Bay.
There we go. You got that's our TCF college basketball team.
It is. We're gonna have to put. I'm gonna have to find what the odds are on them making the tournament, because, and if they do, I'm gonna have to ride with the Phoenix.
There we go. My floater is Matt Eberflus's look. I mean, that guy, he looks 20 years younger. I don't know what he did, but I'm not saying he's gonna be a better coach, but he looks better.
Hey man, look good, play good, pay good. You know, what's the old
deal? Yeah, that money really must have cashed, because my goodness.
Upgraded barbers, man. You ain't lying. He looks good.
You just get a fade and I don't know. He looks different.
He does look different. Maybe he'll coach different.
Let's hope.
Hey, whatever works, dude.
Yeah, as Bears fans, that's what we're looking at right now, is what our coach looks like, because you know what? We're just sitting here waiting, but we'll talk about more of that in the sports update.
Let's go ahead and jump into it there, Zach. The TCF Sports Minute. We'll start off with arguably the worst team in Chicago, the Blackhawks, 15-39 and 430.
But the most exciting to watch, maybe, as of right now.
Bedard is back, but still the worst in the NHL. So, you know what?
So good, though. It's so fun to watch.
Yeah, it feels like they've been more competitive since he's been back. I know they take one game to overtime. They just, like you said, I will not watch games if Connor Bedard's not on the ice. I am not going to watch some of these other bums out here skating around. If Connor Bedard's on, I'll put it on the second or third TV. But he's back. They continue to be horrible. And at this point, just let him do everything and then lose the game by 1 point. Let's wrap up, the first overall pick, or at least the best odds for it, and then try this again next year.
Yeah. Try to get that number one pick this year would be awesome.
2 back-to-back number ones would be sick.
Today, we are recording Sunday morning. Chris Chelios is getting his number retired. Patrick Kane is back at the United Center. I see it's like $300 just to get in the building right now.
Yeah, wow, that's got to be the most expensive ticket outside of opening night.
Oh, easily. Everyone wants to see Patrick Kane back. But
how do you feel about that? Are you going to be mad? Do you think Patrick Kane should get booed?
No. He said he would have wanted, if they would have given him an option, he might have stayed.
Yeah.
Seems like they didn't give him an option.
I agree. Don't boo him. Guy did too much.
They boo him. I will riot. Because I heard they kind of were debating it the other day on 670 that he's probably the greatest Blackhawks player of all time.
Yeah, I mean, him and Taves are my 1 and 1A.
Yeah, I mean, people always say Bobby Hull and stuff like that, and then Jonathan Taves is up there, but I mean, Patrick Kane was amazing.
Player that ever played for this organization. Yeah, that's hard to argue with. Not the worst team in Chicago, but might be becoming it. The Bulls, 26-30, the 9 seed. 18.5 games out of first. But the big news here, Patrick Williams will undergo surgery. He is out for the rest of the year, which sucks because at the end of the day, we've been talking about, with Zach LaVine being out, and him and Io and Kobe White and all these young guys, getting more and more minutes. You want to see Patrick Williams take that next step, and now there's not going to be another step because he's out for the year.
Yeah, he's playing just a little bit better right before he got hurt. And you were hoping maybe he could come back after the All-Star break. And they're going to be, if you look at the standings right now, the Bulls are stuck in 9th place.
Yes.
I think they're going to probably be around there pretty much the rest of the season. If they play decently, they're going to be stuck in like 9th place. Yeah. Kind of like look at the teams around them and their records. They're not going anywhere.
As I've said since we started doing this podcast, it is basketball purgatory. We're not in hell. We're not at the bottom, but we're not at the top.
You're in the worst spot. I'd rather be at the bottom.
I agree. At this point, it's just been a middling, continual 6 through 10 seed.
No trades in 3 years. The last trade, I think, was the Vucevic trade.
Yes,
which
I believe you are correct.
That's going really well.
Yep. It's just it's never ending with this team.
Because the thing is,
you know what I mean.
They're probably going to make the play-in tournament. They're kind of fun to watch, but at the end of the day, what's the future?
Yeah.
The only person on the team that I want to play really well is Ao and Kobe White.
Sorry.
And anyone else, it's like, what are you going to do? Like DeRozan, he's not going to be here for the long haul. It's like these guys, Alex Caruso, I like him, but he's not going to be here for the long haul.
Yeah, it just feels like the same conversation all over. And I know it's a foot injury, and he's 22, but like you said, it's just the same middling nonsense all the time.
I just would like to know what the offers were for some of these guys.
Yeah.
If there really was no offers, or what the offers were, because if they're just now these guys are just gonna walk here in a few years, it's like, what are we doing?
Yeah, even if it's second round picks, like we're gonna be
anything.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like we've had this exact same conversation since this podcast started.
Yeah, they've been in the same spot. They haven't moved from the same spot for the last 3 or 4 years.
I don't even know what this injury is. An acute bone edema.
Before Lonzo Ball got hurt, we thought maybe we had something here.
We did.
He gets hurt. The season just turns around. We are bad. Yeah. And ever since then, we're back in the middle.
Yep. It's been, and here's the dumb part, Zach. The Bulls have played, what is their record now? They've played 56 games. I've probably watched 50 of those 56 games.
I mean, they're fun to watch. I'm not saying that they're honestly fun to watch. They're a team that's going to stay in the game. But when you look at the lineup for the future, you're like, we're screwed.
Yeah, we are screwed.
In the moment, it's honestly, like we said, they could play with any team.
Yeah.
But in a 7-game series, no.
Here's where they're at. They can beat any team in the NBA, but they can also lose to any team in the NBA. They're not good enough to go bury the bottom dwellers, and they're not good enough to do multiple games with a higher seed.
Yeah, that's the problem is with these playoffs, they just get shut down.
Yeah. I mean, like I would feel the same amount of confidence of them winning a 7-game series against the Hornets as I would against the Celtics. You know what I mean?
Because they can beat the Celtics. They can't beat them 4 times.
Yes.
In a 7-game series.
And they could also, they're streaky enough that they could screw around and lose 4 games to a team like the Wizards.
That's crazy.
It's so frustrating.
It makes no sense.
Let's get to some hope springs eternal. Do we want to start Cubs or Sox here? Do we want to finish on the most positive?
No, we're going to go Cubs here. We got to start Cubs.
Cubs start off spring training 2-0, tons of runs. Christopher Morel home run in the
Brennan Davis, baby.
But the biggest news of the day, as of 5 hours ago, Cody Bellinger is back on the north side.
In the middle of the night,
$80 million.
In the middle of the night, Cody Bellinger signs a 3-year deal, and it's 1:20 in the morning. I woke up at 2 in the morning to an update. I look, I'm like, is this real? Am I dreaming? And it's a
Zach's
deal
over here pinching himself.
He can opt out after 2 years, but I mean, he's making $30 million the next 2 years.
Yeah. And honestly, that's not that bad to pay for a guy like Cody
Bellinger. No, I will take this all day.
Yes.
But it's also not a long contract where those just never work.
Yeah.
You can't, if you're a Cubs fan, you can't be more excited because it's just so awesome.
It feels good, man. And here's another thing.
Waiting all offseason, is he going somewhere? When you think he's about to sign with the Cubs, he's probably going to go somewhere else. No, he's a Chicago Cub. And this team looks good.
I'm very, very excited. Obviously, do I want him to go get, Snell or Chapman or whoever, the guys left? Absolutely. Go get one of those guys.
I think Snell's going to the Yankees.
We'll see.
No, but I'm just saying, if you look at the starting rotation for the Cubs,
it's not bad, man.
I like
it's young. It's young, too.
Assad on the mound today for the spring training Cubs.
Is that who's starting today?
Yeah, that's one of those pitchers that's kind of forgotten there for a little bit. Like,
I like that.
Yeah, he pitched well at the end of the season last year. I like this Cubs team.
I mean, yeah, dude, this is fun. And here's the thing, Zach. I saw this at like 5:30 this morning. Got up, went to the bathroom, and I'm looking on Twitter, and somebody said, "Is Jed Hoyer still bad at his job?" And I'm like, "What are we talking about? Did people really want like an 8-year?"
But my thing is the whole thing. I'm happy he did it. We don't need a congratulations to Jed Hoyer for doing his job, but it's also not like he's doing his job, and I'm happy.
Yeah. But like, why are we already like?
Yeah, it's always
this is a bad deal. Like,
really, truthfully, in the whole thing, why even talk about Jed Hoyer? Just be happy we got Cody Bellinger. Like, we have
damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. Because if you don't sign him, then people are going to bash him. If they do sign him, then he doesn't get any credit. So I'll say it the other way. Good job, Jed Hoyer, getting the job done.
He got a month until the regular season starts. We got Cody Bellinger in the building now. He's going to come out there like Dexter Fowler did. And we're going to win ourselves a World Series.
I love it. They play the San Diego Padres today at 2:05, and then Monday they go to the Kansas City Royals. So
if this episode gets out,
if this episode gets out fast enough, Zach, there's a good chance my dad is listening to this episode while sitting at the Cubs game on Sunday, February 25th. If not, he may sit and listen to it on his phone Tuesday, because he is at every Cubs home game.
Do you think you'll see Bellinger in spring training?
Yeah, it might not be for a little while, but
it's just that's so weird how you're going to a team that's a month into spring training.
I mean, but at the end of the day, he's only missed like pitchers and I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying that. It's just that's just weird how that happens.
Not pitchers and catchers reported a week ago. So really, truly, he's a week behind.
Well,
so
yeah, get his work in. A month was a little too long.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. The White Sox, they play today as well. They are with the Diamondbacks today. They are sitting at 1-1 on the spring. Cubs beat them pretty handily on Friday.
I don't say this as like a hater. I mean, that lineup is bad.
Bad. I'll say that team is. They're going to lose 90 games.
And Dylan Cease at some point will not be on this team.
It's brutal, dude.
I mean, it's just, I don't know what you do.
Here's the thing at the top. Okay, so their starting lineup for Saturday: Benintendi. I'm kind of an Andrew Benintendi fan. I know White Sox fans are not crazy about him. Yoan Moncada, very good third baseman. Luis Robert, great center fielder. Eloy. Okay, Mike Moustakas at first. Sheets in right. Montgomery at shortstop. Stacy at catcher. I don't even know who that is. And Denny Mendick at second was their starting lineup yesterday. I mean, that's a 90-loss lineup.
Yeah, they do have a top 10 prospect who is a shortstop. So maybe they'll at some point bring him up because what do you got to lose?
Yeah, Tim Anderson signed with the Marlins the other day too.
1 year, $5 million, which I think for him is a good change of location.
Yeah. And I think that's a very good deal for the Marlins.
Yeah. I mean, he's a former batting champ.
Yeah. I just think,
the White Sox, I just don't know. I mean, you're going to have to hope that the farm league is good and
start reloading
guys up from like AAA that they're good, because
it's rough.
Yeah, it's rough.
At least you maybe have a new stadium to look forward to.
But even at that, it's like that's still I mean, if you think about it, that's still probably 6 years down the road.
Yeah.
I love how they I think I talked about it last time on the show. I love how they show all these pictures and how amazing it is. It's like, well, that's like 10 years away.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we talked about that last week.
That's in Chicago. Like, that's just not going to get built tomorrow.
That is true. Anything on the Bears before we move on? I know we got the combine coming up. Nothing other than Eberflus's sweet haircut.
Yeah.
And they did hire the first woman to ever coach for the Bears.
Who?
They hired some woman that is becoming the first
female.
Yeah,
I've seen that.
I don't know if she's like a data person or what, but I did see that. So,
yep, the Bears, good guys,
very good guys. But you know who are else good guys, Zach? Our friends over at Connect Roasters, very good guys and gals over there. Shout out to our
some baseball. I know there's some Connect Roasters down there in Mesa.
That is true. They have the best coffee around that you are going to find. They work with our guy Dom Frederick, who has been on fire on Twitter this morning. He spoke it into existence with Bellinger coming back. But they also work with Ian Happ. I don't know if you've heard the name. Guys won some gold gloves, right, people? So you don't win gold gloves and drink bad coffee. That's just the way it goes, okay? So you need to get the same stuff that Ian Happ is starting his day with. Make sure you check out connectroasters.com. Follow them on X at Connect Roasters. The Home Run Bucks, the Home Run Club is back. Make sure you check that out for every home run hit. It's just great coffee, great tea. If you're in Bourbonnais, make sure that you stop and see our friends over at Connect Roasters Coffee. So as always, a big shout out to our friends over at Connect Roasters in Bourbonnais. We've talked last week, a couple segments coming back this week with the end of football season, Zach. So we're going to bring back an oldie but a goodie here, and that is our media recommendations. So anything we've been playing, listening to, watching, YouTube, Netflix, whatever you got. Do you got any media recommendations for us this week?
I do.
You want me to start?
Yeah, you can go first. Sorry, I got
all right. Watching. There's a show on Netflix. I know I'm a little behind, but you got to remember, I've been coaching basketball for the last 6 months straight. I just finished this show on Netflix called Beef. It was nominated for a bunch of awards. Incredible show. 10 episodes, kind of a quick burn. So check that one out. And I know I've used them before, but the podcast that I've been listening to the most here recently is the 11.7 podcast, and that is a college baseball podcast. We've talked about them many times. I've gotten into college baseball a lot more in the last couple of years. And the market is getting bigger. It's a sport that is really growing. So big fan of the 11.7 podcast. They have another co-host. So they got 3 hosts now. And they just launched on YouTube. So give them a subscribe there as well. So Beef on Netflix. And if you like college baseball at all, either listen to their podcast or watch on YouTube 11.7.
Mine is his name is Peter Santinello. He's on YouTube, and he kind of does like vlogs, longer form vlogs of like he goes to random places like Deep South, or he's been to like Amish country. And he does like just random stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Along those lines, and it's just interesting to. It's like a 45 to 50-minute videos that. You go places I'll probably never go, or you go.
Does he like explain the history of these places, or is it just like strictly what it's like now?
It's like the history, but also like he goes to like, let's say he goes to Amish country, and he goes and like does as much filming as you can in Amish country, and like goes in the houses and shows how they live, and kind of talks to people about how it's changed and stuff like that. Or he'll go to like Jewish communities and stuff like that. It's very cool. Like that sounds like me and you would never just go into because you probably wouldn't be welcomed.
Yeah.
And he goes in there and just kind of makes videos, and it's cool.
What was the guy's name again, buddy?
Peter Santinello. I think he's actually done one over like he did like one of those videos where like you go an hour away from Chicago.
Yeah.
And I think he was in Compton, and he was like a Beaver's Den and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. I've seen some of his stuff on Facebook. I know who you're talking about now.
Yeah, his YouTube videos are really cool. watch him all the time, and he actually did a video where him and an Amish guy hitchhiked from wherever the Amish community was to Nashville, which was like driving was probably 5 hours, 6 hours, but they hitchhiked there.
That's cool.
Crazy.
I'm gonna have to check that out, man. That sounds good. I like that. We'll be back with these. We'll keep these media recs going as football season is no longer.
Yeah, because we're not watching as much sports as we because you kind of look at it. I love the NBA, but you can't watch the NBA every single night.
Yeah. Now, college basketball, I could.
College basketball. You know what? Me and my dad. Yeah, we're gonna get into it, but me and my dad were watching a game between two teams that were like right around 500 each, and they're much more competitive than the NBA.
Absolutely. The product is not as good, but I love college basketball. So let's jump into the college basketball rundown.
Maybe it is. Maybe it's better.
There's arguments to be made. I don't disagree.
I've watched some NBA games, and it just seems like they don't care.
Zach, you went and saw a game yesterday of two teams that combined for 11 wins on the season.
11 and 41 was the record between these two. One Big East win between the two of them, and it was exciting. It came down to DePaul missed a layup at the end. Tough. But, I mean, it was exciting at least. It was fun to watch. Terry Cummings got his number retired.
Looked like a good time.
18
good
years in the NBA.
How many?
18, I think.
That's impressive.
18 or 19. 8,000 rebounds.
Damn.
Yeah, he was good, but man, those two teams, Georgetown, DePaul, not good this year.
Not good at all.
But like you said, it was still a more competitive. I mean, the product not like very good, but the competitiveness was there.
Yep, that is true. In the nationwide top 25, the top 5 go in this order. Probably going to change here a little bit. UConn at the 1 spot. They did lose to Creighton midweek. Houston at the 2 spot. I believe they won yesterday. They beat Baylor, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, they beat Baylor by 6. Don't be surprised if you see Houston in that 1 spot. Purdue at the 3 spot. They won yesterday, or they played today, against Michigan. Arizona in the 4 spot. I believe they play Wednesday. They are did they play this weekend? They beat Washington pretty handily yesterday. And then in the 5 spot is Tennessee, who won yesterday as well, very convincingly over Texas A&M. The only shakeup I could see at the top 5 is Houston, maybe moving into that 1 spot. But at the end of the day, UConn is still 24-2, and Houston is sitting at 22-3. So very good at the top, just sitting outside the top 5. Iowa State at 6, Marquette at 7, Duke at 8, Kansas at 9, and Maddie's Tar Heels at 10. Going to kind of slow down on the in-state games here. The in-state teams, obviously Illinois at the top. Northwestern still looking pretty good. I think we're going to end up seeing at least one other school in the state of Illinois, if not a couple. SIU, Carbondale, Bradley, Loyola, Chicago, all playing really well here as the season winds down. Everybody else either middle of the pack or worse, a.k.a. My NIU Huskies.
We're getting close to conference championship.
It is coming up here, and everybody knows the Missouri Valley, first one up. So we're going to see a lot of teams in the state of Illinois playing in that. So
I like how they do that. Like some of the smaller D1 schools play like the week before, so there's not all there's better. More people will watch that game.
Absolutely. I've got some good games this week featuring top 25 teams. Starting on Wednesday, we have BYU at Kansas. I've been saying this for a minute. The Big 12 is easily the best conference, in my opinion. 2 very good teams here. I think that this one's going to be really fun. Let's see. That game, like I said, at Kansas, we've talked about it a million times. Never easy.
No, never easy.
And I'm sorry, that game is on Tuesday, not Wednesday.
Did you see Kentucky? They scored like 115 points yesterday.
Yeah, I did see that.
I'm telling you, home court advantage
is huge. Huge.
Alabama.
Yeah. Wednesday, Auburn at Tennessee. Two teams ranked 14th and 5. Another good one there. Saturday's going to be a good one to park in front of the couch and watch some college hoops. Florida at South Carolina, 2 ranked SEC teams. That one starts at 11 a.m. That's nice. Then at noon, you got Kansas at Baylor, Marquette at Creighton in the Big East, and then Tennessee at Bama. So Saturday is going to be a really nice one.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Very, very much
so.
Next
few weeks, you need something to watch, some competitive college basketball, because the NBA.
Go to ESPN real quick and look up RPIs if you want to start watching some mid-majors, some teams you might see in the month of March.
Put on an NBA game, put on a college basketball game. You tell me which one's more exciting. I'm not saying the players on the court, who's better. That doesn't matter, really. You know what I mean?
Yep.
NBA, a dunk's a dunk. It's cool, but like, it's the two teams wanting to play basketball.
Yep, I agree.
I know I sound like an old man or whatever talking about it, but like, NBA is just not there.
It sucks because like we talked about this a million times, but like I like them both.
The NBA playoffs. The NBA playoffs are awesome, great.
Yes,
it's just the regular season. I don't know what you can do or what. There's no really like way to fix it, I guess, but it's just you can't. Not every player's on every night.
Yeah, it is. It is tough. It is tough. Let's go ahead and return to another segment that we've had in the past, bringing it back. Small business shout out. Where it could be a restaurant, store, whatever you got. You got anything in mind here, Zach, or you want me to start?
You go first.
All right. So I know this isn't super local, but we spend a lot of time, me and my wife, going up to the Rockford area. So one I got here is a place we wandered into last weekend when we were just kind of out celebrating Valentine's Day. And it's called Smiley's Vintage. A lot of 80s and 90s vintage clothes, really cool stuff. They had a $10 bin. They had vinyl records, pretty reasonably priced. They had some like really grail stuff. As far as like printed shirts, they had like $150 graphic tee, but they also had some very, very reasonably priced stuff. So if you're in Rockford, it's near the river. Check out Smiley's Vintage. And then restaurant-wise, I got to go with a place in Spring Valley. I don't know if I've shouted them out before, but I know the owners pretty well. And that is Double Country. It's a restaurant there, kind of a big smorgasbord menu. But I did use their catering option not too long ago, about a month ago. Very reasonably priced, a ton of food, some of the best tacos I've had in a very long time. So shout out Double Country in Spring Valley and Smiley's Vintage in Rockford.
I also have two. One is Verrucci's. It's in Spring Valley. Sorry.
Come on, Verrucci's.
Well, sorry. I apologize for getting that wrong. But food is amazing.
I can't believe that you had never been there before.
Never been there before. I got the chicken Alfredo. Oh my goodness. Amazing. You could tell it was just like freshly made and it was very good. Awesome atmosphere too. I love a place like that. Kind of like low key. And then another one, we probably said it on here before, but Barrel Society. I have followed them on Instagram, and hilarious. They are hilarious on Instagram. Yeah, he's funny. The videos they put together. Even if you're not a drinker, I'm not drinking right now, but you know what? You can still the give them a follow.
They do have non-alcoholic beers, spirits, and they make non-alcoholic cocktails too.
But I'm just saying, follow the Instagram. It's hilarious.
It is good stuff. Nick's a great guy. We consider Nick a friend of ours. We're definitely hoping to be doing something here with Nick in the future. But yes. Great place. Absolutely great place. So let us know what your guys' small business shout outs here have been lately. It's been a while since we've done the segment, but we'll keep those going as the off season of football continues. Let's wrap things up. Zach, as always, we have the TCF top 3, and we are going to do the spring training hats for 2024. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to?
I'll let you go first.
Put me Johnny on the spot here. Fine, I'll do it, Cubs. That baby blue hat is perfect. I love baby blue. You cannot go wrong. You got the old school logo as well. I'm not usually a big spring training hat guy, but I will have to be copying one of these because anything Cubs baby blue, I am all in on.
That is sweet. I'm looking at them right now. You know what? I just went by it. I'm going with the Arizona Diamondbacks.
The blue one?
Yeah, the blue one with it's like a diamondback, I guess would be what it is.
Yeah, Diamondback is a snake.
On the front of it. That is sweet.
Yep, that's a good choice. I that was definitely in my rotation.
And I get another one?
You do get another one.
You know what? I'm going Blue Jays. That is just an awesome look.
For those of you that don't see, it's kind of like their very
typical
top, but then they got the baby blue on the brim.
It almost like an old school Expos hat.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good choice. I don't dislike that. I don't know if I'd put it in my top 3, but
you know what? In post, I'll put that up there. I'll put the pictures up.
Boy, there's not a lot of bad ones if we're being completely honest.
No, these are really good hats for
sorry,
what we've seen before.
Yeah, these are good.
Other than the jerseys.
Yeah. Oh boy, jerseys are rough. I'll do it. I don't know why I like this. I will go with the Tampa Bay Rays, the all yellow with the kind of shooting star. I don't know why I like that, but that one jumps out to me.
Okay, you got one more, right?
Yes, I do, and I'm between a lot here. I'll go with the Orioles, the orange and black, the all orange with the black O on it. I was between that and the Detroit Tigers. I like that old school.
The tiger on there.
Yeah, it's not a great looking tiger, but I think that's why I chose the O's. But yeah, there's so many honorable mentions here. But I'll stick with the Orioles. I like that orange and black.
I have one more, right?
Yes. This is tougher than I thought it would be.
You know what? I'm going to go with the Seattle Mariners.
That one is cool.
I don't know what is on the front there.
It's almost like a
compass.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what they're going for there. That's a good one.
You know what? We're going to have a lot of honorable mentions. Bad one.
I don't dislike the White Sox one.
I dislike it. I mean, boring.
Yeah, but it's great. You can wear gray and black. You can wear that with a lot.
Oh, but I think the worst of all of them, the Nationals.
Yeah, that one's bad.
It's a big W.
And also, I know there's the Yankees, and piss off. That hat is boring.
Yeah.
Outside of that, let's go down I obviously don't like the Cardinals one. I think that's.
I like the Detroit Tigers. I like that one.
I'll go on the ones I dislike. The Reds, the Guardians, the Rockies. Those are all ones that we've seen before.
The Dodgers stink.
The Dodgers is bad. The Yankees is bad.
Twins, I'm not a fan of.
See, I like the Twins one.
It's just I don't know. I just don't like it.
Brewers, outside of that,
Brewers, meh.
Yeah, there's a lot of good choices here, though. But I just don't like the ones where they basically the Reds one is a hat that they wear all the time. You know, the Yankees, the Angels, those are all hats they wear all the time.
Yeah.
Do something different. It's boring.
Yeah.
Let us know what you guys like with the spring training hats. Next week, we'll have to do the batting practice hats that just got released.
That's just funny to me that they try to sell whatever they can.
Yep. That's exactly it. Whatever they can make a buck on, man.
These are the hats that the players do batting practice in. You want it?
Yeah, send us $40. You can have one too.
Why? My question would be, why aren't they just wearing the ones they wear in the game?
Because that doesn't make as much money.
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah.
What are you, new here?
Yeah, dumb me.
Yes, exactly. Well, that is the end of episode 219. We appreciate you guys checking in as always. Big shout out to our friends over at Connect Roasters. Make sure you check them out, connectroasters.com and at Connect Roasters on X. You can find us on X at typical_Chicago, Facebook and Instagram, on YouTube for all of the content in video form. Subscribe, rate, review wherever you get your podcasts. Okay, check us out wherever you get those. You can find me on X at Boomy TCF, Zach over at Lilia TCF. He's not with us today, but you can find Maddie there, of course, at schools_01. We appreciate you guys checking in. We're excited for baseball season to get going, college hoop season heating up. So thank you for checking in. That was episode 219 of Typical Chicago Fans. We love you all.
Peace.